Yeah, so a couple days ago during my quiet time with God, um, the word transition really stuck out to me. As I started to study it, it means to turn, to pivot, to go from point A to point B. As I'm learning, like in the space of transition myself, I'm noticing how it's important for me to just continue to show up and allow God to shed what doesn't need to go to point B, if that makes sense. Allow God to shed the old man for the new. And I was wondering what person in the Bible that was going through transition. And God brought to my attention Moses and how he transitioned Moses from basically tending to his father's sheep to standing before Pharaoh. And how in that space of transition, while Moses was at point A, he felt inadequate. He was like, you sure, God? Me? You want me to go stand before Pharaoh? How would he know that you sent me? Of course, God did the two miracles. First, he asked Moses, what's in your hand? And then Moses was like, okay, cool. But he still had some pushback in him. Moses was like, I hear you, Lord. Yeah, I hear you. He said, God, I ain't got the tongue of the learned just yet. I'm not as eloquent as these other people. Like, you want me to stand before Pharaoh? You want me to stand before Pharaoh and I stutter, Lord? And God said, who made the mouth? Tell me that. Who made the mouth? That made me think about how, like, in places of transition where God is calling us to go to point A to B, he already knows the places and spaces where we feel inadequate. It don't matter. He gonna ask you what's in your hand. Oh, okay, I can work with that. What's in your hand? I can work with that. And how Moses allowed him to work with what was in his hand. Moses' confidence grew, where it wasn't so much pushback. God told him to do that. All right, boom, I'm gonna do that because I trust you. Like you're working with my inadequacy. You're making sure that I measure up where I feel like I don't measure up. And so God is calling you to pivot, to turn, to transition. Do it. He already know the areas where you feel like, need a little more shaping. Because you saw how he used Moses to deliver his people out of the hand of Pharaoh. Even though at the beginning, while he was at point A, he was like, God, these people ain't gonna believe me. God, I got a stuttering problem. I got a speech impediment. They gonna laugh in my face. Who made the mouth? What's in your hand? If I could encourage anybody, I would say, allow him to grow your confidence. So when he say move, you move. When he say, I was about to say something crazy, but when he say anything, it's no pushback. There's no questioning. There's no doubt. But the only way his confidence grew in that space, in God, in himself, was when he obeyed. So, obey.